President Obama took over office, he pointed back to President Bush for the economy and how terrible it was and how it was going south. I remember back not too far when President Reagan took over for a much worse economy with double-digit unemployment, double-digit inflation, double-digit interest rates. Heck, we just have bad unemployment, which is terrible, but 1 out of 3. One of the things that Ronald Reagan did was lower taxes, yes, but he lowered regulations. Regulations is a job killer. We've forgotten that. This last 3 years, we have not addressed the regulation issue like Ronald Reagan did under the Grace Commission back in the early 80s. And it was less than 3 years that horrible economy turned around. And we were producing the largest expansion since World War II in our economy. And here we are still stuck with the unemployment we have. When you talk about unnecessary regulation, clean air, sure, we want clean air, but how do we get there? We are spending billions and billions on wind and solar. We've got proven technology today between natural gas and nuclear power that regulations are standing in the way from. You know, we have 104 nuclear power plants cooking in America right now for the last 30 years plus, just fine. Old technology, where countries like France, over 70% nuclear. Holland, over 80% nuclear. Our regulations are standing in the way of clean air and nuclear power. Let's fix that. Talk about jobs and regulations. I like Newt Gingrich's idea. You know, get rid of the EPA and replace it with the Environmental Solutions Agency. What does that look like? The American Disabilities Act. I think it's a great regulation that helps our disabled Americans participate in normal society much better. I think it's a great regulation. The problem is, it's got this personal injury lawsuit capability inside of it where you have lawyers and people going around to businesses giving or filing unnecessary, frivolous lawsuits and getting away with it because it's cheaper for smart business people who know the risk to just settle, write a check and let them go. But when I talked to a restaurant owner in Martinez who wanted to open up a second restaurant and hire 30 more people, he was hit with one of those ADA lawsuits, and he didn't open up that restaurant, and there's 30 jobs gone. Talking to a Chevron engineer who says, the EPA regulates me with how many or how much heavy metals I can have in my wastewater that goes to open water sources. Great. I love that regulation. I don't want mercury and lead in our water. But he says the EPA tells me how to take the metal out. And it's more expensive and inefficient. Just tell me the limit and let me do it. That's how government needs to work with the job creators. When you talk about unnecessary kills jobs without providing extra. Fix the regulations in a job-friendly way that protects our environment.